Okay, dude, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm excited about this one. This one was extremely interesting to me, and I know what I would do if I was drilling a ball for me, because I need more intermediate diff. So what you see here on the left, you see the 70 by 3.5 by 20 zigzag we talked about earlier. I plugged the zigzag so you get to see a little bit of collar. I wanted you to see the plug material. And by the way, plug material is a little bit more epoxy. I had Billy talk to why am I drawing a blank? Randy. Randy told me that the density of plug material is about 0.16 grams per cubic centimeter.
Okay.
1.16.
1.1, right.
1.16 grams per cubic centimeter. And for everyone out there, I'll tell you that the cover stock is 1.1.
Yep.
Okay. The outer core in that ball that's modeled is probably 0.9, roughly, give or take a little bit. And the inner core is more than likely 2.65 grams per cubic centimeter.
So much denser. That's what those. So you're saying the most dense is the inner core, least dense is the outer core, and then right in the middle, pretty much, is cover stock material.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the filler material, the plug material is a little bit denser than the cover stock.
Got it. Okay.
So when I'm saying that because you can almost consider the plug material to be cover stock.
Okay.
It's essentially the same. It's really close. Okay. And so when I was thinking about this study, I was thinking, let's go ahead and put the max flip layout in it with the idea that, someone drills and they're like, whoa, that's a little bit too much.
Right.
Let's plug it and calm it down a little bit. So I put the 45 by 4 by 35, which is our most versatile layout. Now, this is where, and we might not have time because I know we're out of time.
No, we usually go over an hour.
We usually go. We're fine.
So what fascinated me was the diffs of the re-drilled ball.
We're ready for next slide.
All of the numbers are on the next slide, and we'll compare a new ball versus this drilled, re-drilled, plugged and re-drilled ball. So I'm hesitating a little bit just to give, because I know a lot of our audience is technical and they're
chomping at the bit.
They're thinking about the numbers. I hope they are anyways. That's the teacher in me.
So if you're in the chat right now, what do you think the numbers are going to be like? Well, we know the numbers what the drilled ball would be, and then you plug it and then re-drill it with this layout. What are the ending numbers going to be compared to the 045, 015 original numbers undrilled, and compared to maybe the 057, 030?
Yeah, it was 030, 057 for the drilled ball. The ball on the left is 030, 057.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, the new ball for the 45 layout was 1943, 019, 043.
So if that ball wasn't plugged on the right, it would be 019, 043.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see what we got then. Next slide.
Sure.
Let's do it. All right,
okay.
Let's go over it.
So undrilled, you see the top line, undrilled 015, 045. I drilled 70 by 3.5 by 20, and it became an 030, 057 ball. We already knew that. When I plugged it with the material, it took the gross weight back up to 15.13. So it started off as 15.22 undrilled. Okay. That's our numbers that we shoot for.
Mm-hmm.
And it decreased our diffs down to 020, 051 with the plug material.
You mean increase the diff? Or decreased it from the drill, but increased it from the undrilled?
From the drill. So now that it's a plug ball,
right.
It started off as 015, 045, now it's an 020, 051.
Right, so it went up.
When I put the 45 by layout on the picture on the right, it dropped the gross weight back down to 14.93, and our diffs jumped up to 023, 048. Actually, the intermediate jumped up and the total went down by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if we had never plugged that ball to begin with and used the 45 layout, it would have been an 019, 043 ball.
So what this is saying, Steve, is that a guy says, I have a ball, I don't like it, I plugged it. His numbers are not going to be what our published numbers are.
Yeah.
And they're going to be significantly different than what we would have expected them to be.
If they use the layout that produces a significantly different, because some of our layouts are close, or some of our layouts were close to 015, 045.
Right.
You know, so
yeah.
It'll take it back towards that direction of the undrilled ball when you plug it, but it won't go all the way. Like we didn't get back to 015, 045. We only got back to 020, 051.
Of the ball, the plug ball that wasn't drilled. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
because
once you drill that ball, right, you got it. I got it.
We removed the 2.65 grams per cubic centimeter material.
Yes.
And then we plugged it back in with 1.16.
Yeah, exactly.
With way less dense.
Way less dense. Right.
So you can't get it. That's why the gross weight didn't go all the way back up either.
Yeah. So, modern day balls now are not as like they were years ago, where you can take a ball and plug it and probably get it pretty close. With the shapes the way they are, and the densities we use, plugging a ball does not get it back to factory, and it certainly impacts it greater when you re-drill it.
Yeah, because you're starting with a different diffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Your ball's got different diffs.
Yeah, I got it. So now the worst case scenario is a guy takes a ball, didn't like it, plugs it, re-drills it, likes it, and says, I'm going to buy a new one and drill it like that.
What do you have?
He's got a new animal.
You don't know what you have.
You don't know what you have.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, by the way.
You have to spend a couple hours to plug it in something like this, and or buy yourself an RG swing.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Both not practical for the typical
you
ball.
gotta be careful, guys, when you get a ball, whether it's somebody else's ball, and you replug it and drill it, and then you say, well, I like that a lot, I'm going to get a new one. You drill it the same way. It ain't the same. You got to be careful. Right.
I had two things that I thought about when I did this. The first thing I thought is, okay, I need to put the mid lane hook layout in it, cut it to 1432, and then plug it, and then put the max flip layout in it. Like that was my first thought. Let's go the reverse, because I went max flip layout and then this dial it back down. What if I started off too low, or I cut the diffs? How far can I get it up with the max flip layout after that?
Right.
I think the issue you'd run into with that, though, is you're going to be rolling over plug material. If you're a right-hander in this scenario on the right side, if say the blue holes were now your drilled holes with the max flip layout, and you plugged, the other layout, the 4-inch pin, then you're going to be thumping over, more than likely, over the thumb.
Good
over
point.
plug material. So that's what I always say. If you're going to plug and re-drill, or if you're going to buy a ball that's single drilled and you're planning to plug it, make sure that new layout doesn't make you track over any plug material.
That's true.
True. Yeah.
But I constantly see people on Facebook posting new one single drill layout, and they want you to. They're trying to sell them, and then the guy gets the ball. You got to be careful what you end up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's somebody else's drilling on a ball that they didn't like the way it was. They want to sell it to you. It's plugged. You're not going to get what the manufacturer. Well, in our case, you're not going to get what we had designed to get, because the densities and the shapes.
Yeah.
I guess what's
it
to stop
all
someone
boils down to core shape.
What's to stop someone from plugging the ball with, say, foam in the bottom and then pouring plug on top of that?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
And we hadn't even talked about what if you made the plug more dense somehow. with additives.
Adding something into it, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I did
have
that
one of
years
the
ago. I did that with bismuth. I put bismuth in the ball plug and filled holes with just to see what the impact would have been.
Yeah.
You know,
That was back when you ate caviar for lunch on a daily basis because you had money coming out of your ears back in the 90s. just printing factory money down there.
printing money. I had a tree in the backyard. The money tree. That's it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's interesting stuff, man.
Cool. That's it. That's all for me.
Wow.